Good afternoon, crap to cream. Afternoon in the shed. Not been a total success yesterday and today. So my initial plan A with this dashboard was to sort of repair it, put a few holes in it, and then put a vinyl cover on it. However, this is where the vinyl cover has ended up. Not very successful. So I have been exploring different options, and I am now going to paint it in a grey colour. Sorry, I keep looking at the dashboard, imagining what it's going to look like when it's grey. So I tried black on my old dashboard in a crinkle finish, which is here. Obviously I'm not going to use this dash. So this is the start of the crinkle finish, and that's very black. So I'm not too sure about what to do with this. So you can get some VHT, not sponsored by anybody, just so to clear all that up. I can get some VHT grey crinkle finish, which is obviously the same as the black but grey, and that'll sort of match because this is a shade of grey. Well, the other one that came out is a shade of grey. This one I've got is a shade of brown by the looks of things. This is me, not the car. So what I've done now is I've cleaned everything, cleaned all the glue off, which was a bit of a nightmare in the first place, being contact glue. I've now blocked all the little holes up with like a JB Weld plastic stuff. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody, I'm just telling you what I used. So there were some random holes here, and then there's this patch over the end here, and I'm not wondering what that'll look like. And then I've done those two there. So yeah, it's all been cleaned off. Now that's the dash that came off the car originally, and as you can see, this is like a dark grey and this is a brown. So I've gone and got or I found a grey bumper. It's called bumper paint. So it's like a textured paint, and it's like a grey, but trying to find this wrinkle finish grey, like it's available, but like, yeah, like in the US to get it over here, it's like $1,000 a tin, which is not right, obviously, but that was, you know, I can get it from the UK, but I'm paying exorbitant postage costs, and you can't send aerosols, I don't think, in the airmail or whatever. So I'm trying to find something local, and bumper paint is local, it's reasonably priced. So I will see what that turns out like. So it's a grey and it's textured, so hopefully it'll hide some of the imperfections, because I've got a couple of imperfections here. And obviously this is not, you know, I hope the holes will all be alright. And yeah, so this is my main concern area around here, but I don't think that'll be a problem because only I'll see it. And yeah, and I think I'll get a dash mat anyway to try and protect this dashboard anyway. So the later one, that had a tray in here, whereas the earlier one has this, and that fits in there. So that's what's going to go back, because that's what was on the car originally. All right, so this is more likely part one of maybe 2 or 3 parts when the paint arrives. I'm not sure. If I'm doing anything else during the week that fills in the gap to make up like another 7 or 8 minutes, I'm not sure how long this one is, but I'll put something out hopefully on Thursday if I don't get a fire call to go somewhere, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll say toodle pip, and I'll be back shortly, hopefully. Good morning. So I'll make this part 2. I'm putting the new printed circuit on the back of the instrument binnacle for the speedo and the coolant and the fuel gauge. So I got the new printed circuit from a place in Iran off eBay, not sponsored or anything, can't remember the name of the business, but I got it, and it's got a genuine part number on it, and it looks the part. So I'll show you now where I'm up to. So luckily I've got a spare. Well, this is the speedo that came out of the car, and it had problems with the speedo, I think, maybe it might have been the cable. But anyway, the printed circuit was broken here, so I got this one now, which is the one I've just recently bought. I've put it in place. So these are the two. This is the temperature, this is the fuel, or it's the other way around, but they are what they are. So if you take a view at this side, then you can push the 3 plugs. There's this plug here, there's another plug over here in there, and then there's another one behind the fuel gauge, I think. Yeah, behind the fuel gauge. So if you take the fuel gauge out, you can push all those plugs out from the inside out. It's easier than trying to do it this way and trying to flick them out. You do less damage, etc., etc. So this is the old printed circuit, and you can see where I had to go repairing that unsuccessfully. Despite watching quite a few YouTube videos, it was also broken here. So we've got a new one, and as I say, I've put these 2 in here. So now I can put these 3 in here. So this one goes in here. This is for the voltage stabilizer unit. So these are just held in with 3 screws. 3 Phillips head screws, which are here. Put them in. Hopefully I can do this quick enough that it isn't boring. And then when I've put these 3 in, I'll put the voltage stabilizer unit in. And then this. So I think they just need to be nipped up. Right, so I've got a voltage stabilizer unit. It has top written on it. You can't really make a mistake putting that in. And then you just slide that in like that. So that's fully home, like it is now. Alright, and then what I did was I tested all these instrument lights to make sure they all work. So then I can put them all back in. So I know nothing worse than doing this and guessing whether the lights are good or not. Globes, bulbs, whatever you want to call them. Perfect. Very impressed with the quality of this. So there was one with a broken globe, so I will have to fix that. And you can get this one out without taking the voltage stabilizer unit out, but should have learnt that lesson. So I'll take that out. Take that out. Put that in. Put that back. So these nuts here that are on the back of the instruments are a 1/4. So just put these 2 in here, and then I'll have to go and find a spare globe for the other one. Yeah, so this one, the bulb or globe's gone, so I'll go and find another one. I won't put you through the pain of watching me do that. So that's all assembled, and then just take these, I'm not sure whether this is in shot or not, but take the 4 screws out of there, because I tend to put all the screws back where I got them from, just so I don't lose them. And then that will drop onto there like that, and then I can put these screws in here. Hope that's magnetic. Well, I'm not going to put you through that, but anyway, put these 4 screws back in, and then the speedo has been, the binnacle has been reassembled with a new printed circuit. So I'll tip that screw out of there, but there you go. So there you go, see it all done. I know all the light globes work, so it's relatively straightforward. And then the harness that holds goes onto these 4 screws here. So this is the old one, so I just kept that one so that I've got a reference in case I do get lost. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple to do. So there you go. I think that'll do for now. So that's how to put a printed circuit or replace a printed circuit on a Range Rover Classic speedometer binnacle instrument thing. Okay, I'll say bye for now.